Fuck it, I'm ready. Let's just dive in. I'm already late as shit anyway. Good morning on a Friday at 7 o'clock, whatever the fuck time it is for y'all. How's everyone's Friday so far? I had a hint. I have this, for some reason my default when I don't know what else to say is just good morning. Even at, 3 o'clock in the afternoon to my coworkers. My Friday's been mid. I feel that. Mine's been just like, I don't know, mediocre at best. Hold on, let me check some real quick. Okay. That's perfectly fine. Yeah, I don't know. It's been a boringish Friday. I felt like I had so much to do at work, even though I really didn't have a whole ton. I mean, like, I had stuff to work on, but I don't know. Maybe it's just like leftover go stress or something like that. Fuck if I know. YouTube stream. Hell yeah. Welcome to the YouTube stream. Get it on you can watch them both at the same time and hear my voice double and then really hate your life. Just a hair. It's already -8 decibels. Here, let me do something real quick. I'm gonna bring this up just a hair. Let me know if the music is overpowering me at all. I'm trying to get the levels corrected. Alright, so where the fuck were we? Yes. Ignore all the critical severity alerts. I was fucking around. I actually wonder. Fuck, where's it? Here we go. What was in the last, say, like 3 hours? Oh. It's OneDrive being OneDrive. No, delete the log folder for Waza, breaks everything. It's funny you mentioned that, because I was just looking up how to clear out the logs and start fresh. And that was kind of the, I guess the conclusion that I came to as well was, don't fuck with the logs. Oh, I was using the wrong ass thing. I'm stupid. Hold up. Here I was talking about letting me know if the music overpowers, and I was adjusting the wrong doohickey. Look, that should be good. We'll find out. Hey, what's up, man? How's it going? I can never remember how to pronounce your name. I'm gonna say why. So what are we doing here? Oh yeah. First, I wanted to start off with. Actually, let me go back here. Swap this so we can see DMs. Welcome, Sage. I'm trying to look under my mic and see. There we go. We're gonna go to NCL. First, we're gonna go through a couple things real quick. So we got the gym up right now. Which section specifically were you wondering about? Let me also adjust the resolution or zoom. I think you said something about cryptography, right? But if anything, I could just go through them all. I don't think they're too bad. The section was in cryptography. Okay. Do you remember which one? I mean, I can just do them all. I don't mind. They're all fairly quick and straightforward. God, I'm fucking balding like a motherfucker. I mean, at least I got started on fucking testosterone recently, but goddamn, it only slowed it down. Something to do with multiple encryptions. So, I don't know of any multiple encryptions, but I know there's multiple encodings, and there's definitely an important difference between the two, and I see it get mixed up a lot, and the main difference is when you have encryption, you know, you're encrypting that thing generally with, like, you know, there's some sort of key that's being used to encrypt it, you know, to reference for the mathematical formula to encrypt it. So with encoding, though, you know, you think about encryption, it's unreadable to the human eye. Like, if I encrypted "Hello World," you wouldn't be able to decipher what the fuck it was. I can encode something, and there's different types of encoding. Much like there is different types of encryption, you can have different types of encoding. So think about URL encoding. You know, you can still read that. You can know that %20 is a space and all that. So there's always that difference to keep in mind, because it kind of changes how you approach them. So we'll just go top down. Is that my house? He said, if you can do it all. Okay, awesome. So let me bring this up here. First one, number bases. This is these are pretty straightforward for really all these challenges. Cyberchef is the way to go. Make it dark mode. Solarized dark. Ooh, it's kind of cool. So Cyberchef is the shit. I use this probably more often than any other tool in NCL. And let's just dive into the first one here. So, you know, password ciphertext. This OX here implies that, you know, this is some sort of, this is hex. So we could stick this in a Cyberchef here, do from hex, boom, we got Scorpion. It's the password there. This right here, this little equal sign, and just the overall format, and this just comes with time and experience. You know, looking at this, like, okay, that's base 64. Let me stick that in there, go to from base 64, and we get Scribble as the output. Now, one thing to keep in mind too, if you don't know, you can totally YOLO this motherfucker, and let me show you something. So I'm going to put those two lines in there. I'm going to use fork. That's going to fork these out into two separate lines, as you can see down here. Now we can run further things on that. In this case, if we want to do magic, magic is a very handy tool. It'll kind of make educated guesses at what something is. This is fucking annoying. It's kind of clusterfucky right now, but you can see, like, here, you know, recipe from base 64. You get the data of Scribble, and just to kind of show you guys what it looks like just on its own, which is generally, you know, if you're just doing one thing, obviously the way to do it, don't bother with fork. You know, it makes a pretty good educated guess with that. You can do intensive mode, and that's going to kind of look at the entropy and try to figure it out. It doesn't work for everything, but for some things, it's not too bad. So this right here, obviously this is binary. So we can do from binary, we have, boom, securely. Simple, straightforward. This one might be double encoded. Let's see. Yeah, so we have from binary, and we have this base 64 output here. This pretty simple, straightforward from base 64. Boom, to get lollipop. So, hey, what's up, Llama Lane TTV? Fucking love that name. Give me a sec, let me check Twitch. Thank you for the follow, unknown. I gotta set alerts up, holy shit. I appreciate it, man. So, one thing to keep in mind with CyberChef is, you know, you can fuck is that? You can stack your queries on top of it, or not queries, but modifiers, if you will, on top of each other. Let me. Oh yeah. Give me a sec here. Segment for HQ channel. Either Twitch or YouTube. Preference. Alright, cool. Cool. So, sorry, I was responding to somebody who was asking me for a link. So like I was saying, you can stack these up. If you want to get, so you have a lot of creativity and ability with this. You can get really fucking fancy with this as well. You can actually have variables as well. I've used them a little bit, and they are very extensible, but I suck. What do you got here? Decodify. Let's see. Sounds familiar. Oh, nice. I feel like I've seen something like this that was a little more updated, and it ran in a Docker container, but you could throw anything at it. It would just hit it with like an array of shit. Let me. I'll try to find it later. It was so niche, but it was pretty cool. So that's the first thing there. Do you guys have any, or does anyone have questions about these and why they are the way they are? I'm gonna jump to the next one, but if you do have a question, just stick it somewhere where I'll see it. I'll happily go back. Okay, so shift the some of the the methods, your tactics and whatnot are going to be, or I guess techniques are going to be given away in the name, fortunately. Simple encryption schemes, see if you can crack them. So shift cipher. So there's a site, decode.fr. This site is amazing. This is a site that you should be using for CTFs and whatnot too. Fuck, where's it at? First of all, here we go. So this cipher identifier is pretty handy. You can stick it in here, and it'll make an educated guess. YouTube, make an educated guess about what you're doing, or what it is, just based off of, you know, heuristics, whatever the regex. I don't know. Yeah, it's legit as fuck. I love it. In this case, I don't remember specifically what this was, so I'm going to pull out ROT13. So this is, well, ROT13. All it's doing is it's rotating the characters by 13. This is one that Magic will struggle. Magic struggles with rotations. However, sometimes you'll come across a rotation that is not 13 or 47, and what you can do is you can just go in here and use brute force, and you can kind of see the different options. So you see rotating 13 here pulls out virtual leg. So let's say they encoded it with like rot 15. You'd be able to find it here, because otherwise it could be a little bit of a pain. So if something looks like it's just a word that's rotated, give it a shot. At bash, well, I something tells me that it's an at bash cipher. In fact, I don't even think we need to use decode. I think, yeah, this has at bash, so safely obvious cave. But just for the sake of, like, if you weren't familiar with what the hell at bash was, what happens if we stick it in the identifier here, right here? It's like, hey, this is probably at bash. So you can click it, you can open it up, you can stick it in there, decrypt it, and boom, you have the even though I feel like decode would probably be the more proper term, just in my limited L opinion, you got the output there on the side. Beep. Well, what beeps when you send communications? Beep, 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 beep. Morse code. Cyber Chef does have a Morse code thingy, and there's the output. It's just that. In fact, let me double check that. I'm pretty sure, yeah, let's stick that in there. So let's see, fencing. Give me a sec here. Let's see. Alright. Familiar with incident response procedures for companies hit with ransomware? Yes. It's a massive pain in the ass. Do you have a specific question about it, or are you just curious like what the general IR process is like? Because I can go both ways for you. Remember watching an army training video on Morse code? One hell of a skill. Oh yeah, dude. The people who, like, that's their shit, it's insane. Like, you could be fucking rattling off some shit to them, and they could belt that out. Yeah, it's a pretty impressive skill. So fencing here, I remember this one took me a minute, because I couldn't remember. I know that there's a place and shift thing here. I couldn't remember. I still can't remember, so I'm gonna figure it out after I answer this. So my buddy's company got hit with it. Ooh, told him to get in touch with an incident response firm along some other things. Any recommendations? So let me preface this with, I'm not. Well, actually, fuck it. It doesn't matter. If you want to give him my contact information, I can certainly answer questions. However, generally speaking, first thing that, if, like, say you come in and it happens, first thing, disconnect from the network, and then disconnect all of your endpoints. The first thing is that's really important, is to halt the spread. If everything is already hit, I mean, still, because you never know. And if we think back to the NotPetya virus that swept the fucking globe, Maersk Sea Lines, the global shipping company, they were saved because of one RODC sitting in like South Africa that happened to be down when the worm went through the network and basically bricked every fucking device, or every Windows computer. So they got saved because of that. So if you have the opportunity to potentially save any sort of critical data, dropping everything from the network is a great first step to contain that. So after that, I would probably start digging into what the ransomware was. Unfortunately, nowadays, I'm going to be honest, when you get hit with ransomware, you're pretty fucked. In the early days with when they were doing symmetric encryption of the devices, there was a chance that when you would get hit, there's some versions of ransomware where, because it was symmetric encryption, they could crack that key and only one key was being used. You could decrypt your stuff. In fact, the FBI, I think, would hand out decryption keys and whatnot. But nowadays, with asymmetric encryption, generally the private key won't even touch the disk of the stuff it's hitting. Each device will have its own unique key pair. It gets sent the key pair will be generated on the basically the C2, if you will, and then the public key will be sent down to the endpoint that's infected, and it'll do all of its encryption off of that. And then, say you were to pay, they'll give you the decryption tool and the private key to decrypt everything. So you really have two options when you get hit with ransomware nowadays. Options are to restore from backup. And this is where a lot of companies realize, oh shit, we have not been taking sufficient backups, or we're not testing our backups, and our backups do not function, or we are missing data or something like that. Your other option is to figure out the ransomware operator. They're usually pretty open. They will have dedicated customer support, typically, depending on who it is. If it's like a larger outfit, it becomes a business decision to weigh whether or not it is worthwhile to pay or engage in negotiations with the ransomware operator, because you have to balance or think about it from the perspective of, you could pay X amount of money to, depending on the operator, probably get your data back. There's a pretty good chance, and I'll tell you why in a sec, or continue to hemorrhage money because you're not getting your shit back, or you have to rebuild from scratch. It just depends. And also depends on what all was hit. If it's everything, if it is the company's work product, like everything that keeps the company alive, and you don't have backups, I would probably consider engaging with the ransomware operator. Now, once you have things contained, one thing I forgot to mention that is very important: contact law enforcement. Call your local police, say this is what's happening. They'll probably refer you to a contact within the FBI. Engage with the FBI. Let them help you. They do this shit. They have people that will help with this. They can also, I think they can engage with the ransomware operator on your behalf. I don't know about that part though. There's some companies that'll do it. That's their whole job. So if you have backups, great. If not, oh shit. The cost to deal or to decrypt, or basically decrypt from the operator, it really depends. Sometimes they'll work with you. Like, this sounds really shitty, but like, kid you not, you like say, hey, this is what we can afford. They will work with you, or work with them. Cyber insurance is important because that can provide money, do some risk transference and provide money for those sort of things. And it is in the operator's interest to be faithful to giving you the shit to decrypt your software, your files and whatnot. Because if they say, fuck it, haha, stole your money, and run away, who's going to pay them? It is literally in their interest to maintain a good, as crazy as it sounds, it's in their interest to maintain a good reputation, that if someone is going to pay them, they're going to abide by their word and give you the means to decrypt your shit. So yeah, that's a really long-winded way of like, this is what's up. Like I said, if you if they don't know what to do, you're more than welcome to you can either send me a whisper on Twitch or whatever. I can give you my contact info. They can reach out, and I'll be more than happy to give them some tailored advice or whatever. No cost to them. That's just I'm more than happy to do that, because ransomware sucks, and it can cost people their livelihoods. So always happy to help. Will you trust a company that has gotten hacked like 1Pass? We all trust companies that have gotten hacked. Google, Facebook, every company that you use, Apple, Microsoft, Dell, everything that you touch and use, the company has been breached at some point. And so it becomes less of a matter of an absolute of will you trust them because this shit happened. I really like to look at how was their response. What changes did they make? Did they own up to it and say, hey, this is what happened? Like for instance, was it FireEye or Mandiant when the SolarWinds thing happened, that supply chain attack? They were the first ones to ring their fucking flag and say, hey, we got hacked. We got hacked hard. Here's all the shit, and that's what fucking popped the can open on that whole thing. I think it really comes down to how the company responds. LastPass, for instance, I still want to use them because of the perception that comes with it, but they made some changes after they had their massive breach. They really made some changes. They actually fully I don't think divested is the right term, but they were owned by GoTo. They separated from GoTo and completely replaced leadership because it was a process failure. I still probably want to deploy them at an organization just because of the perception, and I want people to use their password manager. And it's just an unfortunate reality for them. 1Password, though, I don't know that they have ever... I know they've probably had breaches here and there, but just like anyone has, it happens. But I don't know they've had anything that's exposed customer data quite as bad. Yeah, LastPass was the big one. And yeah, I always happy to help. Like to know, find out what he got hit with, maybe even the file secure on site to play with. Yeah, I mean, that would be interesting to get a hash of the ransomware, or even a sample. That'd be pretty cool. Even just the ransom note can you can use a ransom note to identify the type of ransomware too. But yeah, no, I don't blame you for not trusting LastPass. I wouldn't. Even though they've made changes, it was a lot, and it's just there's that inherent concern, But I do think they really have made some really positive changes. Some of the people they've brought in were really good. However, it's just at the end of the day, like I said, there's only so much that people can take before they go, hey, there are other options out here that have not been popped this many times. But I wish them the best with that, because like I said, that is genuinely a very very tough thing to deal with. So and if you have any questions about, or any further questions based off of what I said, please ask. I'm more than happy to go over it. But going back to this here, so we're on fencing. Got way off track. Fencing medium. I remembered going through here and just be like, okay, one of these was right. Because there's a key and there's an offset. In this case, I don't think the offset is actually being used, but let's see here. We'll notice we have 2 entries here, and they're saying the keys being 3 and 5. Initially what I did is I put an offset of 5 in here and then the key of 3. And I was like, oh, damn, it's not working. And then I realized, oh, it's probably a key of 3 for this to get, Courage's grace under pressure. And then key of 5 for this guy. Boom, there you go. Guy who's streaming almost yelled out dinner has arrived. Nice. GG. So I'm balancing not getting too involved. I'm gonna give him advice. Someone happens to get too involved and they blame me for things. Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, because at some point it's like, people are, especially in that situation, it's intense. Your company's livelihood is on the line. And so it's, I don't know, I know, I'd like to think that I would never do something like that, but I've seen it happen. And yeah, it's like people could be like, "Oh, fuck you! You're the you made it worse" or something like that. So I definitely don't blame you. Yeah, if you even want, can reach out to me and I'll make a highlight of that section with that information. They can go watch it if you'd rather just be like here instead of trying to transcribe that. Hey Dietzlin, how's it going? Welcome to the party. Let me check Twitch real quick. Yeah, oh, thank you for the follow, Llama Lane. I appreciate you. I have to get alerts set up. God. Okay, so that's fencing medium there. We do French. Oui. See our. We know the key was used. See if you can crack. Cool. So we have a key. Let's go ahead and stick this in the identifier. Rag baby cipher. It seems like it's pretty confident about that. So stick that in there. Let's see. Is it? I don't think rag is in here. Yeah, it's not. We need the key. There we go. Or maybe we use this direct alphabet here. Interesting. We can see the, this looks very much like the flag format. Just not getting it right. Maybe it's one of these. I'm trying to remember what. Try this one too. Actually, I don't think that's a Vig. Let me also. This was a box-centric cipher identifier. Super handy. And it says there is nothing. Try the Beaufort cipher. Where is? Here we go. Actually, just grab that directly. Make sure it's not changed at all. Here. It's not that. I mean, we could try it with this. No. Oh, it needs the action. Probably needs the ciphertext. I don't know about y'all, but yeah, I don't think that's right. Yeah, because that's just. see, I think French here might be a clue. Yeah, and that's what I was saying. Or so I could try a substitute. Fuck, I'll do the shift too. So the flag for NCL is it's just sky, and then like 4 letters, and then 4 integers here. So it's a nice way to kind of say, okay, hey, that's definitely the flag. It's just we need to put it in the right format. So let's give. Actually, I don't think that'd be a shift. Oh, oh, what the fuck am I doing? It's not substitution either. God damn, what the fuck? Let me look up. One of these motherfuckers was French. Francis Bacon? No. Maybe it's Beefhead? Nope. No. It was a Vig. Okay, hold up. Hold up. Oh, let me add this back. Oh, okay. So I was on the right path here with this in the first place. Just something fucky with the alphabet, I guess? I don't know. Either way, I don't even know how to say that in fucking French. Hold up. Actually, let's do English to... Yeah, I'm not saying that. Visionaire. Ugh. Alright, next up, strings. Ooh, this one's fun. So, we have... This is kind of odd. I don't know why we're doing, like, steganography here with this. I don't remember. Get correct. It's a Cure ransomware? Oh shit, do they have Sonic walls? Do they have Sonic wall firewalls? Because, yeah, Akira has been going after Sonic Wall. There's a vulnerability in let's see, Sonic Wall pcert. There's a current one out. Yeah, this one right here. It's a 9.3 improper access control. I'm pretty sure this can be leveraged to, like, turbo tunnel through a firewall and start hitting shit on the other side. And I heard that the Akira group is utilizing this to get in. So I'd be very curious to see if they have Sonic Wall firewalls. Either way, they definitely need to go talk to the FBI. But yeah, they are a one. I don't know a whole lot about their practices, but I will say, at least, it's a larger ransomware operator, and as shitty as this sounds, that means they'll be more willing to work with you. I mean, like I said, I fucking hate that's even like a consideration, but you know, it just is. Alright, let me OPSEC real quick. I'm going to open up my... my thingy dingy. And... we'll get into a Linux box real quick. Oh, thank you for the follow... Twu? I'm gonna be honest, I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm sorry. I'm probably fucking it up big time. I'm so sorry. Hold on, let me check. Oh, you asked a question. I'm so sorry, Zach. Feel free to ask me. You can either ping me on Discord or ask in one of the. If you ask on either YouTube or Twitch, I'll see it. But I just saw that your message. Let me. The fuck is that? Real quick, let me get through this, and I've got your message up here. I'll get to it in a second. I'm sorry I missed it. Let's see. I want to upload. Right, hold up. What is this song? I fucking love it. Oh, this is from fuck is that game? Wow. Hard Space Shipbreaker. Oh, no need to apologize, man. It's wait, did I already upload it? I think I already uploaded it. Yeah, I did. Yeah, no need to apologize. It's you know, everyone starts somewhere, and I am more than happy to, you know, help people. I mean, fuck, that's why I started this nonprofit. Is to help people out. So we've got our 80 box. Oh, someone remind me to go over the massive fuck up I had with Mythic. And it is embarrassing, it's stupid, but I need to share it with everyone so everyone can learn from it. I'll get to your question in a sec, SM. We got our thing there. Based off of this being called strings, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that we're gonna use strings. Now, you could just strings NCL, and then boom, you got a bunch of shit, right? Scroll through it, whatever. We know that the flags start with sky. I don't remember how I did this challenge, but I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that I can pipe this into grep, and we can just look for sky. And there we have the flag. Now, let's say we want to maybe look at some more context around. We could look at the strings A3, which is going to be 3 lines above, B3, which is going to be 3 lines below. So, okay, so the flag is literally just boom there. Grep will give you the line, but sometimes if you're grepping for something specifically, A and B flags are super fucking helpful, because this will let you get a little bit more context, and maybe the key or thing that you're looking for is in that area, top or bottom of it. So there you go, you got the flag, boom for that, and then RSA hard. This is not hard. Let me cycle over here real quick. This is hard if you've never dealt with RSA, or you're not familiar with what is going on here. But I'm gonna unlock easy mode for you. So search up RSA on decode. Let me RSA decoder. There's another one that's really good. Is it this one? It might be this one. However, we'll make it simple. So, we have an N value, we have an E value, and we have a C value. I am not a math wizard. I suck at math. I hate math. So I do not remember specifically what these do. But a weak N, or E, I think it's either E or N, you know, indicates very breakable RSA. It is a whole. It's almost a whole field on its own. There's a lot of reading out there that you can go through if you're more interested in the specifics. However, you know, with these here, we can derive quite a bit. So public key value, the N, And these like, you know, NEC, these are all very universal, generally speaking. So our E public key is 43 there. And then we can calculate the other values off of that. So now we need to actually provide it the ciphertext. So face value, you might think, cool, I'm going to take this, stick it in here. I don't think this will work. It might. It doesn't. Okay, cool. So this kind of illustrates what I wanted to go for. So let's compute the values first. I think. So we got. Fill these in, just so they're in there. So I wonder if this needs to happen for it to do that. Okay, it still doesn't work. Cool. So, you know, face value, it's like, cool, I want to do all those at once. I think you might be able to with one of these. However, the thing that got me when I first did this challenge, I think about a year ago, you can these are actually individual messages. So if we do these one at a time, boom, we actually get a result. And we know the format for the flags, right? It's 3 letters, and then there's a dash. Well, 631, that occurs twice. And you can see here, you know, piece of data here, 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 and then you have 631, and then 631. There's 4 pieces of data here, 4 here. It matches up with the flag. So you can go, you know, basically one by one. You know, you can. So we know the first one is S. In fact, we know that these first ones here are just going to be sky. So, oops, sorry. Do sky dash. Well, 894 occurs again, and we know it's a K. So we can add that in there. 82 is next. It's going to be an R. 379. That occurs again, so that would be Y. And we've got 852. It's going to be G. And then we know 631 occurs again, so it's going to be another dash. And then 677 occurs twice. So we could just do 55. 194 is 3. And then finally 839 was 0, and there you got your flag. So let me test this with, I want to say it's this one. Actually, no, I don't think it is. I don't know, there's one of these, I think, that can be used to do them all in one go. I cannot remember which one, but that's the, you know, flag that you put in there. So that's it for cryptography. If you have questions you want me to go over other ones, let me know. I'd be more than happy to go back over them or explain something in more detail. If I don't know, I will Google it. We'll figure it out. So you have a question about scan and recon number 2 for flag 2. Let me go over there. Bitch, let me do that. Get branch flag 2 did not show up. I got a flag in the end by typing get checkout flag 2, but it should have showed up when I get branch right. Hold up. Let me see. So I'm gonna give you a little bit of a cheat code here. You can do it through the sorry, I'm having a stroke. You can do it through the command line there. Nothing wrong with that, but sometimes visual shit is a little bit easier. So, this is a live project. GitLab is just GitHub. Well, I mean, not literally, but, you know, as far as the concept of hosted Git. So you have this here. We can go through it with this, and that way you can kind of see things. And then that can inform how you do it on the command line if you're interested. So let's see, we got two. So channeler for flag 2. Flag in the end by typing, but should have showed up. Oh, I see what you're saying here. So you did get the flag in the end by typing git checkout flag 2. Should have showed up when I git branch, right? Good question. Let's walk through it and see. So I'm trying to remember. I'm not a Git god, but actually, let me do this with HTTP. That'll be that way I don't have to configure SSH on here. Do ncl cd cl. Okay, so he's saying let me get checkout flag 2. So I think the reason I see what you're saying, and I think the reason is when you, if I recall, when you are doing just git branch, you're not inherently, I don't think it inherently checks origin. So if we do, I think there's a git list origin branches, or I guess remote branches would be the correct term. So -r for remote. So there you can see origin. And so if you do like git checkout say flag 2, now if you do git branch, I would imagine it'll probably be there. Yeah, because now you have that locally. So Git first and foremost was, you know, version control. Was exactly that. It's version control. It's not inherently, or that's its main mission, if you will. It's what it's there to do. So it's not inherently like designed to be all-encompassing with a remote system like that. So that's why if you're working with you know, like if you stand up a repo and all that locally, you can do all that version control and all that without ever touching something like GitHub or GitLab. So that's why you have to, you know, in this case specify, hey, cool, I've got the master branch down here locally where I'm at, but what about the remote server or the origin, whatever you want to call it? What do they have? So if you pass that -r flag, it's going to go, cool, give me all that stuff too. And yeah. But I definitely see, I definitely get what you mean. Like, it'd be nice if it did, right? It's like, but here's another thing to consider too. Say you work for Netflix or something like that. You might have a shitload of engineers working on one repo, and that can generate a fuckload of branches. If you did that to check your branches that you're working on, you wouldn't want to see everyone else's unless you specifically were looking for it. That would suck ass. But yeah, anytime you see a Git thing that's on a public doohickey, honestly, I personally just love to roll into the web page, just because sometimes it's faster. And you kind of get a visual. I'm a very visual learner, so just seeing it there kind of connects dots with me. But anyway, does that answer that question? If you have any more, awesome. Got it. Glad it's. Yeah, I was kind of confused for a second there. I'm like, God, would it? And then I thank God for fucking Stack Overflow. Fucking jog my goddamn brain. Yeah, so like I said, if you have any other questions, feel free to drop in here. Now, let me, SM, I'll answer your question here. What happens if this is an attack from another nation like North Korea? Man, that's hard because when you start involving nation state actors, things inherently change. They're just I don't know how to describe it. You could do sanctions on the country. You can potentially identify the actual people who were hands on keyboard when the attack happened, and and issue sanctions against them. So if they go to a country that we're friendly with or something like that, they can get picked up. But international relations come into play. But it really depends on the target too. I don't want to say countries have immunity when it comes to stuff like that, because they don't. But it's different when it's like a group of people versus a nation state. And North Korea is a very interesting case where they're one of the few countries that will perform cyber attacks for like monetary gain. One could argue that China does too for economic gain, corporate espionage and stuff like that. But there's a book, I think it's called is it Andy Greenberg, Lazarus Heist. This is a really good book. Let me see if he has an actual site. I don't know, but anyway, yeah. So this guy here, fucking great books. Lazarus Heist is really interesting, and it kind of goes into North Korea and some of the different things that they do there. Oh, I see. You just DM me on here too. Yeah, so it's this is hard. SM, it really does change the response and whatnot. I think if you were an individual company, you would definitely get a lot more attention from federal law enforcement, but you generally wouldn't get hit with ransomware from a nation state as like an organization, unless we're talking about like Russia attacking civilian infrastructure in Ukraine. And even then, I don't know their MOs to deploy ransomware. Like, not to say it hasn't happened. And attribution between criminal groups and the Russian government is especially difficult because it's not inherently condoned, but they don't dissuade individuals as long as they kind of follow some unspoken rules. They don't give a fuck. In fact, they'll even work with them. So it can be kind of hard to attribute it to like the FSB versus an actual or like a ransomware gang, like a Kira or something like that. But anyway, let me see here. I'm glad it worked for you. I would love to do courses. I mean, like we have we have the great domain of cyber.courses, except we're not actually building any courses right now. At some point I'd love to. We're just doing curation. I need to actually work on this motherfucker some more. Mythic, yes. So let's talk about some embarrassing shit. So we know I set up Mythic on here, right? It's on this server. I got a ping pong from Wagon. You guys might have seen him in here. He's the one who actually rents this server. He doesn't use it, so he's letting me use it. Got a ping from him early in the morning from the hosting provider saying, hey, this server is showing up on it's the so Spamhaus, however you want to say it. They have this it's called a BCL. It's a bot it's a botnet controller list here. Every entry in here is like I think human reviewed or something like that. And it's kind of a big deal, you know, if you wind up on here. So they were like, dog, the shit is on here. What the fuck is going on? A BBL, yeah, right. the botnet butt lift. So you know, it was a pretty big fuck up, and it's still on here, unfortunately, because it does take time. I sent them I talked to the service provider, said, hey, this is what in fact at first I was like, I don't know what the fuck happened, but this is not being used maliciously. This is for a lab. I can fucking send you my Twitch channel, the YouTube. This is legit. I do not know why this is publicly or why this is wound up on this list. It shouldn't be, because if you guys probably remember, you know, I have this motherfucker locked down with to my home office IP. There's no way anything should be able to connect to this. So, and at first I thought maybe an auto submission from Defender. Somehow they were able to extract, you know, the IP IOC from it, which wouldn't be hard, but I was like, damn, this is not great. I could not figure out how the fuck to... I wish you go view some bitches, dog. I could not... I don't know why I said that. I could not figure out how to get around that. So, I did a bit of digging, and I looked on URL scan. I found out that the Mythic port was actually publicly available. So, you know, you can see it here. That's fucking well known. That's fucking C2. So, what had happened was someone found it on Census, ThreatFox, or they submitted it into ThreatFox, and that got picked up. It got, you know, stuck into the BCL here, and then the service provider got notified about it, and so I freaked the fuck out. I sent them. Oh, thank you for the follow. Hacks Hobgoblin. I couldn't. It was like Hack Shobgoblin. Fucking dyslexia moment. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Hey, in fact, that puts us over the count of 50 followers. Fucking sweet. Now I'm just waiting for Twitch to get back about if we can get some of the affiliate features without having to actually become an affiliate, because I don't want to deal with the fucking the legal and tax overhead of that. We're a non-profit. I don't think I'm gonna. I don't want to run ads. That's the only thing. Fuck that. Oh, thank you for the follow, Tricky X2. Appreciate you. 51. We continue to climb. Anyway, so yeah, the chat has been ready to display messages, Badosh. So yeah, they wound up on the list. I got with Spamhaus. They said they are removing it. I think it takes a little while. So I'm trying to get this reversed. And this is a, you know, look at the virus total page for this IP now because of me, because of my fuck up. Granted, a lot of this truthfully comes from just this. Like, there's so many of these providers that they're not bringing anything new to the table. They're just fucking regurgitating this, or each other, and it's stupid. But once it's off the BCL, I can go to these people like, hey, this is fucking wrong. You need to revert this. This was my fuck up. Please do not, tarnish the provider's IP because of my fuck up. Well, not when it's also in here. I need to get with ThreatFox and have them remove it too. And this guy, tell him, I fucking hate this automated bullshit. I don't know why. I'm like, you're not doing anything. At least like fucking Jaffa Cake dude. Fuck off. At least Jaffa Cake dude, he brings something to the table. This shit doesn't. It's just regurgitating some shit you found in Census. Why? Anyway, yeah, no. Well, this used to be fucking 0 out of 94 until I fucked it up. Anyway, so the problem was I was using UFW, as you do. Fucking, it's just a fucking wrapper for IP tables. Life goes on. Something with Docker does not respect UFW. So even though I had it set up correctly, it was not set up correctly. You have to modify the after rules file, I think it is, and then kind of tweak your doohickey there. So and it's only for Docker. So Docker IPs will just bypass UFW altogether. So huge lesson learned there. Don't do what I did. And fortunately, the service provider is like very cool about it. He's like, I'm just happy that you're being proactive about it and trying to get it reversed. Because shit does happen, but yeah, that's fucking ridiculous. Let me see if I can get caught up in anything here. All right. So yeah, that's the story of how I jacked up that. Fucking stupid. Anyway, let's kind of refocus here. So we got through some of that stuff. If anyone else has questions about anything NCL related, stick it in chat, shoot me a DM. Thank you for the follow, J-Man. I'm 3 minutes late. It feels like such a piece of shit. Appreciate you. And I'll look through it. Real quick, I got my Hack the Box starter kit. Fucking hate this. They had a thing where you could get the mask and the book, and I got the let's see here. The black hoodie to go with it. So I could be stupid and cringe. No, but the real reason is I have to do, fucking hate this so much. I have to do a security awareness thing with a group. So I'm like, the thing I came up with was just like playing the I don't know, I was playing a cringe ass hacker man dip fuck, so I have to go buy a shitload of Mountain Dew and Doritos and then record some footage and then voice over it and all this crap. So it's like, if I'm gonna buy a damn mask, I might as well get the book too. Anyway, so we were working on shit. So yeah, let's kind of refocus. Where were we? Spent some time doing some funnies. Let's RDP into this bitch. Actually, I want to swap to user. Rip. Didn't realize that was. Oh, wait. Oh, I'll just do. I forgot. I don't feel like fixing that. I'll just do it on DevBox, doesn't matter. What popped the calculator? Was it ShareX? I was doing a bunch of testing before earlier today, and I did something, so when I logged in it popped a calculator, and I don't remember what I did to do that. Anyway. So this is the attack, or the box we have here for you know, taking some digital L's. And let's talk about where kind of where we left off. So you know, we've got Mythic set up. We've got Waza ingesting events. I did some major tweaking. Let's talk about collection and logging and whatnot for a minute. So, you know, when think about like an enterprise environment, if I can actually see the logs or the indices, I want to see the indices. I assume there's it's not the exact thing I want to see here. Decoders? No, fuck, where is it? Is it a CDB list? Nope. Damn, where is it? Definitely want to be there. Hold up. I know it's... Hold on. No, it's index pattern. Here we go. Okay, so index manager indices. That's what I'm looking for. So, you know, this has been running for a little bit here. I set this up, say about last night, I'd say. No. Night before last. I don't know. So started making some adjustments, basically. And so I think this illustrates really well. One of the things that we talk about, you know, when it comes to like building out a SOC or doing any sort of log, anything in the enterprise environment, you have to be mindful of the logs that you're generating and ensuring that what you're generating is worthwhile. Because look here, so this is just on the 6th. That is 13 megabytes. 13 megabytes of data generated from this one machine. And there's not a lot running on it, right? This isn't an actual, this isn't something that's domain joined. This isn't something that has your average enterprise applications that are going to be doing things. God forbid it's a developer workstation. That's going to generate a fuckload more logs. So it's really important to, you know, consider that, because you can have you know, Sysmon in here all decked out doing God's work. But let's look at, let's do just discover, check this out. Same last hour. What do we got here? From you know, so you can actually, this isn't a good visualization. There's one that's a little better. I think it's under threat hunting. Here we go. Yeah, so, you know, like everything gets logged. almost. And you can tweak this, and it's important to, or to do log trimming, to maybe trim out data from this log that you just don't care about. Or, you know, so it all comes down to tuning shit. I'm not really going to go into that. I did find a really cool set of rules that Sock Fortress manages. Sock Fortress, GitHub, Waza. They keep these bitches up to date. 10 hours ago, this is modified. And so they have rule coverage for a lot of really, really, really cool shit. So huge shout out to them. They are very cool. So, you know, you load these in a Waza, you can do all kinds of, you know, get alerting off of things. So, you know, here we've got like 439 hits. Well, so much of these, this is just, look, hold on. Do 130 hits of all this data, just because of fucking file co-auth in OneDrive. OneDrive isn't even set up. It's not doing shit, and it's generating fucking, you know, log data. So I say all that to say, stuff can add up real quick. You know, always be mindful of not taking on more logs than you actually need. Waza keeps logs forever until you manually delete them. Yeah, you can do a cron to rotate out the logs after they've been zipped up. Say, like, if it's been I forgot exactly what it is. There's a specific command you can do. It's actually really cool and easy. Fortunately, it's like if it's older than, say, 60 days or something like that. Whatever your organization's retention policies are, obviously. Bye-bye. So we have that shipping in, have better rule coverage for kind of the main stuff, and then like I said, we have Sysmon in the environment now, and that's bringing in a lot more visibility. So let's look at some of the other tweaks that I made with group policy here. Actually, no, I need to go into Windows. Damn it. Security, advanced policy. So advanced policy configurations kind of slap. You do have to make sure you enforce them, but so we have a lot more coverage over, you know, credential and audit events. Microsoft actually publishes a security recommendation and baseline for this stuff. But, you know, we have plug and play activity, which is what I really wanted to test too with some of the Hak5 stuff we have here. Just, you know, different things, different scenarios that would be good to have coverage for. There are a few that, like object access, I didn't enable any of this. I mean, maybe SAM you could do, but this fucking object access can generate a ridiculous amount of logs. Yeah. Oh, I forgot. I remember what I forgot to mention too. You know, the other consideration is as your SIM products are all moving to the cloud. Cloud storage still isn't cheap. So like Exabeam, for instance, they don't have an on-prem product that they support really anymore. I mean, I think they do support it, but they won't sell you Exabeam on-prem. You can only get their NewScale Cloud. Who else is doing that? Sumo Logic, I think, has always been cloud-based. So you have to think about, you're shipping all those logs, you know, it's kind of sucks. You're kind of beholden to them because kind of in the olden days, if you will, which wasn't even that long ago, when you would build out a SIM cluster and you have 14, 16, 18 servers, like a whole fucking cab dedicated to it, you could have a shitload of space for a lot cheaper when you compare the capex of buying, the capital expenditure of buying all that shit versus the OPEX, the operating expenditure of some of these modern SIMs that, you know, cost $200,000-$300,000 a year, whereas you could probably spend maybe $800,000 and get 6-7 years out of all that, just depending on the failure rates of the drives and the equipment support, all that shit. Yeah, it's fun. Anyway, so those are some of the adjustments we made there. I've made a couple others, mainly being surrounding fuck off this son of a bitch here, Defender. If you're doing any sort of exploit, anything, you have a AMC bypass that you just put together, anything, disable this. I will admit that it does make Defender better. However, if you're testing something, you don't want your shit fucking fingerprinted to hell and back before you even get to deploy it. It's the added benefit of sending the sample is it's not immediate. It takes time for analysis, and there's ways around that too. You can add a fuckload of zeros to your agent, so it takes up like 100 megabytes, and nothing is submitting that to anyone's cloud. Generally speaking, there are limits on what they'll take up, especially because there's no benefit because it'll take so damn long to process outside of like fingerprinting for IOCs. The immediate, like, hey, let's do a quick scan on this with some more compute power, doing other shit that just isn't on your computer. I think that's where it really shines, but at the same time, just can't enable that when testing the stuff for obvious reasons. So let's get back to O.MG. So I have it plugged in. It's inlined right now with the keyboard. Let me actually test something here, because this was not working earlier. I don't know why. Let's start up that keylogger. Live view. The keyboard works. It is not logging though, and I do not know why. Very likely could just be a skill issue though. Let me check something real quick. I don't know. How much is an O.MG cable? I think it depends on the model. Actually, just go to. Oh, let's fucking look it up. His GitHub. Is it org? Yeah. It's like just under. I think it's a couple $100. So I have a couple hundred. Yeah, I have this adapter here. I love this. This is great because so many laptops are going to like only USB-C or having a majority of USB-C, but people still like the keyboards. So an adapter like this will get no second look in most environments. Oh fuck, did I mean to do that? Yeah, so let's see, Elite with a like directional C to C. Ooh, this white woven. I gotta give you one of these. So yeah, the Elite is about $200. They have a basic of USB-A, and the basic is 120. If you're going to actually use or buy one, just get the Elite. Don't fucking bother with the basic, because the Elite can overclock to insanely stupid speeds for input, and I'll show you guys that in a minute. 200 is crazy. It really depends. I mean, think about it this way: $200, and you can use it to defend your organization from something like an APT. $200 is not bad, honestly. For an individual, like just a person to have to fuck around, yeah, that could be a lot of money. But companies should be setting aside budget for tooling like this to do testing and try to figure out ways to stop it. Granted, it's hard with hot plug attacks like this that play on the inherent trust that that Windows has for like keyboards and stuff like that. Bought a Hak5 Wi-Fi Pineapple 2 or 3 years ago. Yeah, man, I fucking love mine. But I don't know. I have two. I don't know where the other one is, but they're cool. They still have use nowadays, but man, Wi-Fi hacking is just not what it was. God, 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago. A lot of the functions of the Pineapple, I wouldn't say it's greatly diminished. You cannot do what you used to be able to do with one. Deauthing nowadays. A lot of devices ignore deauth packets. It's kind of hard to knock something offline to capture the epols and all that. It's not as easy as it used to be. You almost have to resort to like just straight up jamming, which is kind of what deauthing is, but I mean like other mechanisms of just radio jamming, and that's illegal as fuck. With deauthing, you can get away with that from a legal standpoint. Because it's very specific and targeted, but like fucking radio frequency jamming is a huge no-no. That's why the Flipper Zero, I think, got in a lot of shit initially, and they had to disable, or they didn't write in any broadcasting capabilities with the radio on there. Anyway, yeah, keylogger, for whatever reason, doesn't work. MG in the Hak5 Discord is like, and Kalani, they're all fucking amazing people. And I'm sure if I got in there and was like, hey, this is happening, is it a skill issue, am I doing something wrong? They would probably have it figured out in like 2 seconds, but I'm not gonna bother with it. So, I was a little creative, and I put together something because I didn't want to bumble through this live, because this is all going to look like really cool hot shit. It took me a long time to put this together because it just inherently it's not my fucking day-to-day job, or I don't do it all that much, but it takes time. This can be optimized. This will be optimized at some point. I'm gonna put, well, it's already flashed now. I can always remodify this. If someone is watching this back and they use this AMC bypass, just please disable uploading, so it doesn't get burned in fucking 2 seconds. It took me fucking 30 minutes to get it working. So this will unhook AMC, and we can, I had somewhere here, I think that's the one I modified it off of. This is the shellcode injection. Where's the actual, no, it's all shellcode. I think this is, no, hold up. I've got to have a copy of that, just raw somewhere. Here we go. So this is the AMC bypass. Now the question is, why does it matter? What's the point? Who gives a fuck? So AMC is anti-malware service muffin interference. Hold up. Well, you can see I was fucking Googling AMC bypass techniques. Anti-malware scan interface, that's what it is. I can never fucking remember. So this hooks into shit like PowerShell here. And this looks and goes, you're doing malicious shit. No, and it won't stop you. Is that Chrome? Like this browser here? Yeah. Yeah, it's just basics.chrome. I have keep a collection of most of the browsers just to, and I'll show you a DLL hijack opportunity in Vivaldi in a minute here. It's pretty hot. I discovered it today and I was like, nice. And it's really funny. Anyway, so AMC, right? We have to get around it somehow because it'll look at the things and go, nope. And so we can do that with a bypass. It's a fucking cat and mouse game. It's been a cat and mouse game with Microsoft forever. And I'll show you guys here. Can I zoom in on this actually? What would that be? I think that would be no. There's gotta be a way to so you guys can see it a little better. Window zoom. Oh, motherfucker, it's right there. Okay. Hold up. Right click, go to properties. Okay. We'll bigulate it here. Yeah, there we go. Hopefully y'all will be able to see this a bit better. So let's trigger AMC. I think. Oops. That's not what I meant to do. Fuck, just loaded up AMC, didn't it? That's not what I meant to do. Fuck, can't remember what it is. AMC test string. I think these guys have it here. There we go, AMC context. Okay. Okay, cool. So you see here, the script contains malicious content that's been blocked by AMC. If we watch this actually fail live, that would be fucking hilarious. It would be just my luck that this thing would be burned already somehow. So we got our AMC bypass in here. Okay, cool. So we know that if it caught this AMC bypass, we would have gotten the same error message. Now, if we run that AMC context again, it says it's not recognized. It's not saying that it's blocked because this AMC text, I think it's the AMC text here is what makes it go, nope. Because you could see that actually what we're doing in this bypass is, I want to say we're base 64 decoding. Actually, because I don't remember exactly what I did here. Because it was like 2 a.m. Yeah, AMC util. So it's decoding that. So basically what you're doing is you're just coming up with fun and creative ways to get AMC to not recognize that you are punching it in the fucking nose. So now that we have AMC bypassed here, sweet, we've got a lot of leverage and capability. So going back to the O.MG payload here, after we bypass AMC, we bring down shellcode for a C2 agent, and we stick it in that bitch, and it runs. Let me see here. I actually want to modify this a bit. So I got a fuckload of payloads here. I'm going to start clearing them out. was doing a lot of testing, trying to figure out a persistence method that would use a DLL hijack, either side loading or either side loading or a search order injection. I really couldn't get it working. I could get it working with a calculator pop, and a lot of it is just a fucking skill issue of having a wrapper or loader to execute that shellcode. So what we want to do here is we're going to generate a new payload. Go to Windows. I'm going to use Apollo, and I'm going to generate just the straight shellcode. One thing that I like to do is I want to give whatever the fuck, in this case Defender, I want to give it the least amount of opportunity to find me. So obviously exit command is needed. However, I'm going to drop everything else out. Oh, fucking learn how to spell, dumbass. LLL, where you at? Here we go, load. And I'm going to add load. So this will allow me to load these commands in later, but they're not going to be in the agent shellcode. So A, it's going to be smaller. Not by a bunch, but it'll be smaller. And B, it's just less opportunity. It looks, there's just less going on. So it's more likely to not be noticed. We're going to go ahead and set our listener. And we'll just do... oh yeah, no, you're 100% right. It will not detect Mimikatz. Stop in just so we know in the future. Shellcode for lulz. And I'll actually boot up. I was fucking around with a C#, basically taking what I attempted to do was take more or less this process here and turn it into a C# program, but I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. And Defender was like, I don't know how I feel about this, and I think there's definitely stuff I could do here to like, like this right here, basically do what I did in here to just really fucking make it so it can't like do strings and connect dots. But like I said, I suck. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing when it comes to C# or programming in general. So I will fuck with it another time. And we'll try to get it working for doing a DLL injection, which is what I was trying to do here, is take advantage of a DLL side load. So anyway, we have our doohickey here. Let me get the updated URL. Oh yeah, got this. These old ones here. All right. So Mythic slaps because it's a feature, or Cody, I think his name is, who makes it is fucking God knows what's up. So here we go. 2 megabytes. That's not bad, but that's still 2 fucking megabytes. Be real nice to have like a 30 kilobyte loader or something like that, but wishful thinking. So I'm gonna add this to where you at? Here we go. To where we're pulling that down. Let's go ahead and resave this now that we've modified that. Sometimes the web GUI for the O.MG cable fucking chugs, but I'm pretty sure it has to do with just this payload. It's really fucking unoptimized, and it's also a low power device. I mean, it's not like there's a fucking Ryzen 7 on this little fucking adapter, so gotta have some reasonable expectations. I feel like that did not choose correctly. Let me hard refresh it. But overall, it's pretty stable. There are some you know, little things here and there, but it's by no means too bad. Or something that can't be dealt with. Awesome, there we go. Cool. So let me also just demonstrate here kind of the next step in the thing without actually having the doodad there. I think this will work. Actually, fuck it. Who gives a shit? Let's just run it. So, what I'm gonna have to do here, I'm gonna have to hop out of RDP here. Just straight up log out. Yeah. And then I'll talk about why we're going to do kind of an assumed breach scenario. So what I have here, let me swap this over. All right. God, I need to get a better camera. So this is a standard user account. This account does not have admin. So what the fuck? I need to go figure out what I did. Something I did. I think it's ShareX. I was fucking around with ShareX trying to figure out I was looking for DLL injections, and I think I left it in there, so I'll fuck with it later. In fact, let me just test it right now. So ShareX is a DLL sideload. We're gonna demo this and go ahead and put an agent on this bitch. Go back here, see we don't have any callbacks. I'm sitting here showing my screen that you guys can't see. Fucking dumbass. I'm gonna go ahead and hit build and run right now. So now the payload is building. We're gonna see Jesus happen. Now, I do not think the O.MG cable is executing at the rate that it's supposed to be. Oh fuck, you stupid asshole. What just happened? That fucked up. Never had that happen. What happened to cause that? Here. Do this. I'll run it again. That might have just been a fluke. Something with I think what happened was I think ShareX popped back up because I think it's on a service with an auto restart, so it might have just popped back up and caught it. But we're rebuilding now. And executing, maybe? Or did I think the web app hitched again. Yeah, fucking try rerunning it now. Did it hitch again? Do I have to fucking hard refresh this bitch? WebSocket opened again? What the fuck? Hold on. I think I need to optimize the shit out of this payload. Pretty sure that is what's going on here. So one thing too, so I have the overclock set to 1000% on the fuck's this thing called? The cable, or the adapter. I do not think it is actually going through at 1000%. There's some things that kind of comes down to the computer, and I think there's some other factors that can come into play there. Like this SFF does not have, or Optiplex SFF does not have a USB-C port, so I have to have a C to A adapter, and I think that's causing it to slow down. It's still pretty quick though. Let's see. Run. the fuck is up with this? This was literally working flawlessly earlier today, and just for some reason all of a sudden it's being stupid. How did that get set up? Here, I'm gonna reboot the whole ass fucking adapter. Looking at the wheel, looks like it. Love your home lab, by the way. Yeah, it's it could use some love. if I had a actual a house that I owned and could run cable in, this home lab would be fucking absurd and overkill. But another time. All right. There's a payload. I think payload looks fine. I didn't make any stupid adjustments. Okay, now we're gonna build and run again. Let's see. Built up, execution. There we go. So we got our AMC bypass in. Now we're running the loader for the shellcode. The window remained open. If we go back over here, we have a callback. So, it's working. Let me adjust my columns. I wish I could. I wonder if you can permanently change these, because I don't know. These tend to not stick. Maybe I'll bring it up to the gentleman and see what he says. Anyway, so we got our callback here. Awesome. And just to like kind of prove that this is not like being run under you know, an elevated context. I mean, you can see here the user is user. You know, it's running here in PowerShell, and what I'll do is I'll load, we'll load up get privs, and that way you guys can see like, okay, this is actually just a fucking, you know, doohickey here. So that's loading in. Oh, and let me also, so we can see here, this is the PowerShell window. I'll close out this one. Got PowerShell window there. Got Defender here. Defender has no clue. Protection history. Last threat was quarantined just before 5 today when I was fucking around. Actually, I'll leave this up. This, that. Alright, so get privs is loaded up. We'll do get privs. Gonna execute that. Cool, so we so here are the privileges that or the privileges that we have. So yeah. So basic user. No impersonation, nothing. God, that white is like just, hold on, let me do something real quick. It's blowing out the camera. Oh, I'm sitting here talking when you guys can't see it. Hold up. That's gonna be so hard to remember to change this back. Anyway, as you can see here, so we, you know, just have the privileges of a basic user on this this context here. So what's next? I was thinking about nightlight. Probably fix that light. Is that an app? I mean, Windows has default dark mode now on everything. God, it sounds so... Nightlight sounds so familiar. Anyway. So... We've got the callback here. You know, it's executed from the implant. And this is really cool, because if we ever lose this, it's not impossible to just do it again. And if, you know, key logging was working, it would be super easy to just sit there and wait for a user to type in their password, and then they go home for the day. Cool. It's 9 p.m. and we're about to unlock their computer and go have fun. You know, do our actions on objectives and all that. So let's see what this looked like in Waza. We'll do the last. I'll say this is like, we'll just do 10 minutes. 381 hits. Let's see what we can kind of push out of the way here. So we didn't do anything with Explore.exe, so we can filter that out altogether. Let's see, process, creation host, task. Okay, we didn't do anything with tasking. So we can actually filter out that value too. Log on success. I do not think anything. Yeah, okay, that's NT30. Yeah, that's nothing we did. We'll just take out that whole. Actually, hold up here. It's a little better. Yeah, we'll just take out the whole log on success. Alright, so we got a DNS request from Hak5. Just take out that event data there. This is fucking irrelevant to us. Nothing to do with us. Co-auth can go bye-bye because it's fucking annoying. This is relevant. We'll take out that parent command line. I should drop down a few things. Nothing we did loaded up drivers. I don't believe, so I think we can get rid of that. So USB one, interesting. What was that? 42. When did this first check in? First check was 842. Could have been the USB getting plugged back in, but it doesn't matter. At least not right now, so we'll kill that. So here, let's actually get a little bit more granular here. We want to do 23, because the first check-in was what, 42. So let's do 40. Kind of capture that plus or minus 2 minutes. And then we'll do what, maybe 46? Capture a 6-minute range total. Got 46 hits. Okay, let's see here. Executable file dropped in folder commonly used by malware. So that was rule number 8. Or I'm sorry, rule level 8. Got CSC. So, you know, this is it being run, if you will. I mean, yeah, this could definitely potentially, I mean, you know, throw up alerts for the temporary DLL here. So yeah, maybe we could look and see about a more truly in memory thing that does not rely on .NET. So that way we wouldn't, or you know, get shellcode that wouldn't, yeah, be reliant on getting compiled there. So we're level 3. Okay, that's not in use. Why did I create so many instances? That's fucking weird. God damn. I mean, yeah, if I saw this, I'd fucking ring the bell. That's weird. I don't recall it doing that much yesterday. Unless maybe I just don't fucking remember. But there's definitely ways to cut down on that. But regardless, it's a good first step. So there was one other thing I want to look at. I saw a DNS request. Here we go. Wait, that's for... Fucking... It should have picked up the DNS request to the C2. Here we go. Right here. Yeah, so we got the query name, the results, execution, suspicious DNS request. Good deal. So, you know, it's in a vacuum here. This it's like, wow, yeah, that's pretty obvious. One thing to think about though is when you have fucking hundreds and hundreds of computers feeding into your sim, and they're all doing crazy shit. Things that Sysmon is like, oh, what's that? Because they all have different software running. It is very, very, in fact, it happens all the time. You know, shit like this, skate right by. It does happen. This many events though, any decent sim should go hold the fuck up. And then you'd also have, you know, EDR that would hopefully enrich that data a little bit as well, and the correlation engine, your SIM or SOAR, could do a bit of heavy lifting and realize what the fuck. Especially if you have something like Darktrace. Darktrace is amazing. It's fucking expensive, but they were doing machine learning in this space before, for a long time, for years. Yeah, no, they slap. They're really good. Okay, so we have our agent. Let's think about both persistence and privilege escalation. So right now, in fact, I'm gonna log off. Actually, let me think here. I'm gonna sign out altogether. So just locking. I'm gonna kill the beacon or the agent. Alright. So yeah, let's talk about both persistence and privilege escalation, because they're going to be kind of related in this specific topic. Actually, yeah, and I'm going to add remote access privilege to user, because I want to show you guys something even, you know, from the user context there for persistence. Yeah, so the thing about persistence. So, actually, let me do this real quick while I can still think. I want to say if I want to add remote, yeah, here we go. Alright, now we can dab on out of here, go back to user. All right. So, persistence. There are, once you're in your post-exploitation phase, you've landed on the box, you have that initial shell. Here comes the fucking calculator. You have that initial shell in there. Then becomes the question of how do I stay in here? The user is going to go home at some point. The user is probably going to reboot their computer. If we're talking about doing an APT simulation or an emulation, it's going to be against a organization that would actually benefit from that. So it's going to be a larger organization, an enterprise, and you're going to be having patch management, TVM, in there. Computers are going to be forced to reboot to maintain patches. I know it's a blanket statement. Did this person say this the other day too? And I was like, "What? Can you fucking elaborate on what the fuck you're smoking?" I can't tell if it's someone fucking with me. But I'm just gonna... If you're a legitimate viewer and you were just being a clown, contact me somehow and tell me as such, but I'm gonna assume that you're not. Yeah, I have no idea, Sage. That's yeah. If it is on fire, I'd probably say go to the doctor. That's a problem. Anyway, the fuck were we talking about? Yeah, so persistence mechanisms. You know, patching is going to be a thing. I know that's a blanket statement, but or that they're going to be reboots and all that. But if an organization isn't doing that, most every single one does, and if they're not, then they're fucking stupid. So we need to be able to survive those reboots. So you have a couple options, being comm objects. Comm objects are scary. They are very deadly. I shouldn't say deadly. They're hard to deal with on both sides of the coin. In my opinion, anyway. You have the start folder and the run, auto run shit in registry, and then you have like tasks, services, and whatnot. So generally speaking, I think services and I'm sorry, also DLL hijacking. Services and DLL hijacks are probably the best ways to go, in my opinion. I think it just depends. If you're also doing an APT, or like an APT emulation, you're going to be emulating whatever the fuck their TTPs are. So if they use tasks, then you're using tasks. So what I was trying to do this afternoon was find a DLL hijack so we could gain persistence to survive, you know, whatever. So the things to think about is, you know, cool, you can do a DLL hijack, but it's not going to be of any fucking benefit if yeah, Teams is one. I doubt they have. They might have, but I don't know. I'm going to assume they haven't. So I'm going to do this as I mean, this is obviously an elevated user context for process monitor or procmon, but the user for doing the actual DLL injections, specifically the side loads, is just going to be a normal user. Fuck, what was I going to say? Yeah, so if you were in like an actual engagement, for instance, the move here would be to load up a like a module to list out processes, or installed applications. So like, I don't know if you'd want to use WMIC. No, probably not. I don't think that'd be very OPSEC safe. There's a way to do it that's pretty OPSEC safe, but I don't remember what it was. Anyway, so get an inventory of applications, bring them down to your test machine. You don't want to be doing this on or during an engagement on this shit. So we want to look for something that contains not found, ends with .dll, and the user, I'm going to uncheck that it is NT authority. If you're trying to do a privilege escalation, especially in addition to persistence, you can kind of wumbo combo them together. Finding an like a system like fucking high context way to do it is like the shit. So one of the issues that you guys will see is you know, in this scenario, this machine doesn't have and this kind of goes into what I wanted to get to with privilege escalation. It is not domain joined. We do not have a bunch of business applications on here, the things that you would typically find in like an enterprise environment. People doing this, they need that, this and that for their functions. We don't have any of that, so we're not really going to be able to do, well, the persistence is a skill issue for me, but doing an actual privilege escalation on this box here, we're going to do an assumed breach, and I'm going to give it a shell that can get, or give it a user that has local admin, because I can't jump on a fully patched Windows box from user to either local admin or system with just like the default shit, and I can't think of any applications off the top of my head that would make it easy to do that. I just haven't looked into it either. But all the things that you would typically abuse to make that jump, we just don't have in the mix here. We can modify the lab at some point to include it, but that's a lot of extra work, obviously, because you're having to emulate that environment. And it's just not the full scope here. But it's there are other local privilege escalations with like kernel shit. However, anything that I don't go find for myself, that would be like available for me to go look up, is going to be patched. If it isn't, it will be very soon. So that's kind of one of the tough parts about learning this shit, is there's not like you can really go Google it. It's just it's tough. So this is how you would look for these DLL hijacking opportunities. Process monitor, you know, like I had shown off here, you're looking for DLLs that are not found. So what's ultimately happening here? You've got these processes that are going, I need this DLL, and Windows has this whole search order thing. Let's see. So Okay, well, I try to bigulate it. Here we go. So, looks for DLLs already in memory and known DLLs, and then it looks in the directory, then system, and the 16-bit system, then Windows, current, and then directories listed in past. So it literally goes down that list and tries to find the DLL that it's looking for. And this kind of has some similar, the abuse of this has some parallels with unquoted service paths, or just unquoted paths in Windows, which is where, you know, say like you're looking for this DLL right here, that space right there in program files, if it's not quoted, like it doesn't have quotes around it, the way Windows does it is it'll literally look for like C program msh update .dll. So you can get in the way of that. And if it's like, you know, as an example here, a system context thing doing that, well, you just got yourself a fucking system trying to execute that, or load it, do whatever the case may be. So let's go ahead and demo this. I discovered this today. I don't know if this is publicly out there. I didn't see anything for it. But so I doubt I'm the first person to come across this DLL hijack for Vivaldi. I might be. I don't know. And I'm sorry if anyone has been using this and it's about to get burned, but I'm taking it for this demo. Let's get into app data. Let me just... fuck me, where is it? Oh no, there it is. So we're searching here. Clear this out. I'm going to execute Vivaldi and we'll see it does. These are all DLLs it's trying to load and it can't find. So as you can see, it's, you know, going through a bunch of shit trying to find these DLLs, and eventually, for the most part, especially these ones that are like critical to its operation, it will eventually find them. It's just going through that list that I showed you guys earlier. Now we can look through here. Does anything, you know, stick out as like, ooh, hey, maybe this is okay, we'll zoom this in a bit. So looking through the Vivaldi stuff here, what caught my eye here, RZ Chroma SDK64, so the Razer Chroma. So this is an SDK for integration with like the Razer products, headset, keyboard, mouse, fucking mouse pad, I think, you know, all that sort of shit. Well, that's not a critical file or critical DLL for operation of Vivaldi, and that's something that you have to think about when you're doing any sort of hijack like this. If you roll in there and you fucking, I don't know, you fucking sideload deep happy, that bitch is gonna break in half. And the user, because again, this is all for persistence, they're gonna notice that shit. They're gonna go, why the fuck is this not working? And it's gonna get caught. Razer SD, where the fuck did it go? Am I blind? The fuck are you? Because I know it looks everywhere for that. I think that all the fucking words are blurring together and I'm fucking missing it. It's all the way the fuck up here. Here we go. Yeah, so this is definitely not critical to its operation. But again, always test it just to make sure. Can't recall term, but wasn't there something where you could forward it to call the real file after it loads the DLL you want? Yeah, so I want to say that's DLL proxying. I want to say that is powerful wizardry. It's not something I have been able to fuck with yet, and part of that is because it is more involved. It requires more skill that I just have not developed yet, but that definitely is a thing, and it is very powerful for that reason. Where, cool, you can go. It's be easier to get a system shell or a system context with execution with that, because then you can try to sideload something that would otherwise get that higher context. So yeah, Razor Chroma SDK. I have a hello. RDP just had a stroke. There we go. Why? What are we doing? Why are we being stupid? Okay. I have some tests in here. So I think this is the calculator that I kind of bullshitted together. Papa Calc. Yeah, this is the one this is just a just like the most basic, simple, boom, here's the fucking thing. So we'll copy that out. So, gotta look at where the DLLs are loading out of. The biggest thing is, cool, we could just drop it into the application root. So right here, I don't know why I'm doing that. Then we gotta rename it, obviously. So it's RZ Chroma SDK 64. So when we start the application, it should go through that search, basically being the first one being, oh hey, it's right here in the directory, and then it should load it. We should get a calculator to pop up. Boom. We have a calculator. So this is also a great way to just demo POC, hey, this is vulnerable to a DLL injection. Vivaldi has a DLL injection because of fucking Razor. I don't know that there is, outside of like the reflection shit, I don't know, I'm sorry, the proxying shit, I don't know that any of these other ones are safely able to be sideloaded, and I do not think there are any search order DLL hijacks with Vivaldi, at least not that I could tell. But I mean, as you could see before, ShareX has one too. I won't show it off just because it's basically the same shit. So this is a great means of persistence. And the reason specifically why I was also testing ShareX is because by default, that creates a service. And that's always going to be, generally going to be running when someone's on the computer. Browsers are a great fucking example of that. So many applications are web apps nowadays, business apps and whatnot. So they're going to be on the fucking browser all the time. You're almost always going to have, some level of persistence there. And that grants you a lot of opportunity to do work and establish a more 24/7 persistence. So the only downside is that this is also operational during business hours when the user is in front of their computer, so you have to be very careful about what you're doing. But it's a thing that's there. So my plans initially were to utilize this to actually get the persistence with the implant, I could not get a DLL and a DLL sideload that wouldn't get it wouldn't get steamrolled by Defender, and that's purely a skill issue because I don't know how to really take this much simpler thing that I have here and convert it into something, definitely not C++, but something in C sharp. So at some point I'll figure it out, I'm sure. But until then, what we're gonna do, and like I said, we don't really have an easy way to do a privilege escalation just because we're not domain joined. We don't have a bunch of applications that are likely, one of them is likely to have a DLL thing that can be exploited, or just some sort of permissions shit. There's always something, but we just don't have it. Fuck, what else? Yeah. So we will jump out of this and get to some fun banging our head against the wall. Don't think I need to set anything here. And if you're ever looking for, information about, hold up. Things for DLL hijacks and whatnot, the game, like the for fun game hacking community has a lot of resources, and then the game cheating community surprisingly has a lot of, obviously because it's kind of the same thing with how you do cheats. You have to inject it into the process or do a DLL load or something like that. So they actually have a surprising amount of resources out there for that sort of thing. So we are, in this scenario, we're going to kind of, I guess, demo hey, or say this is, we're plugged into a developer. Developers typically have local admin access just because of the inherent nature of what they do. It just kind of has to happen. I hate it. I'm not a fan of it. There aren't a lot of great solutions out there or a lot of great technical controls for making that suck less that aren't just stupid expensive. So, yeah. Alright. Let's get this swapped over. I'm gonna do this. Okay, I guess just universal color. Whatever. I think we're good to start. Hide that. Gonna load you up here. Alright, payload should execute now. Yeah, this bad boy is fast, but it could be faster. I'm pretty sure it could be quite a bit faster. So at some point I'll figure that out. And one thing we would want to do to kind of optimize this payload, right off the bat, this is great for the demo proof concept and whatnot, but I'm sitting here working, this pops up, and I start seeing that shit out onto the screen. I'm gonna unplug that bitch real quick. But there are ways to do this where essentially it's invisible. However, it's kind of have to game it a little bit, because you have to kind of wait and see, hey, is the user actually doing anything, but is the system locked? And there's just some kind of things you can do to take a guess at that. I'm sure there's probably a better way to actually execute the payload too, so it's like doesn't require user interaction, but at the same time, or I'm sorry, doesn't alert the user, but it also kind of sucks when it's like, you know, coming in through the keyboard. So that's where something like a bash bunny might be a little bit more handy. Just depends on the situation. Okay, so we got that. We've got our user up here. So let's go ahead and load get priv, see what we've got. Something to get active hours. Yeah, so you can actually set active hours on the agents, which is really cool. But it kind of sucks because like they have to be sitting there and in front of the computer. Well, not inherently in front of it. The computer has to be unlocked, but they also have to be not looking at it in this current setup, and that's like that's incredibly difficult to effectively you know, hold up. Interesting. Incredibly difficult to effectively time. Alright, so we got that loaded to get privs. And I remember you had mentioned, you know, Mimikatz. We'll load up some programs that would otherwise cause Defender to freak the fuck out. Surprised it doesn't come across more privs. We need to do a UAC bypass in order to escalate up. So let's look at how to do UAC bypass. I mean, fortunately with something like this, you can, yes, a UAC bypass is like 99% of the time the way you want to go. But in this scenario, if you think about it, do you need to bypass UAC? Well, why don't you just load up another payload, and then you just fucking hit or issue a tab what, 1 or 2 over to the OK and hit enter. The only downside is if it requires your auth credentials. Ugh. That's not going to work. It's going to leave it up there, sitting there. Is it MSF Venom? To do what? If you're talking about like active hours, and most C2 agents have an active hours function. Well, it usually comes from it's kind of joint between the agent and the server. It just depends on if it's something that's like hard coded into the agent, or if it's getting dynamic active hours from the machine. So go back here. Yeah, looking at our privileges. Packing to get by UAC. I mean, you could modify what it does. It's UAC bypasses aren't. Let me see. fucking suck at C, even though I know I need to get better. Okay, so it's a wrapper for... Where's the wrapper for? So I'm assuming what it's saying is that it's updating the registry, so instead of going to the event viewer, it's going to pull your... Oh. Okay. That's interesting. This actually could still be very handy. I'll have to... I mean, this would need a lot of obfuscation because it's probably been fucking fingerprinted to hell and back, but that's fucking cool. Now we can run Mimikatz. Yeah, that's neat. I'll definitely have to check that out. UAC bypass is just inherently kind of a fucking bitch sometimes. Just trying to think of ones off the top of my head, but... Oh, there's a fucking, an RPC-based one. Ah, fuck, what's RPC, UAC bypass. So we can do it, we can get a free UAC bypass, through... something. Hold on, let me go grab my a book real quick. I think it's in... So what user is not local admin, UAC bypass, not helpful. Every user should be local admin. Okay, that's MC bypass. I don't remember where the fuck... Oh, you're saying what if the user's not local admin? So, actually, I'd gone over that. One of the things, so this user here, I mean, yeah, if the user is not local admin, then, yeah, I mean, that's UAC bypass is kind of useless. Not fully. I mean, it's good to know how to do it, but in this scenario, because I don't really have anything. This attack box is not domain joined. It does not have any real ways for privilege escalation, at least that I'm familiar with. Like, I know that I'm sure there are some, but the things that I would typically abuse or go for just are not present. I don't want to set it all up. So I'm doing, you can call it a budget assumed reach, where I'm at least I have this agent that's executed on a user that in fact I should be load think should be it's a local admin. Domain join laptop, low priv user. Yeah, I mean if. Well, I'm trying to think like. Cause I gotta fucking find it. Where's that goddamn free UAC? I was were you here earlier when I was demoing the DLL side loading that I found in the Vivaldi browser? If you weren't, I'll show you real quick. It's pretty fucking funny. You weren't? Alright. Watch this drive. Oh fuck. Here, let me... This RDPN is the user. I need to fucking bullshit into fucking licenses or whatever, so more people can be remoted in at once, or logged in at once, whatever the fuck it is with Windows. I was looking around trying to find a way to do persistence with a DLL, either search order. Oh, fucking calculator's gonna pop up in a second here. Either a search order, and that's from ShareX actually. I was trying to do either a search order or sideload, just to do like some sort of persistence here on stream. But I got it working, but that's where I have a massive skill issue of getting a DLL that'll load that Defender doesn't freak the fuck out about. But I was like, Vivaldi is a great example of something that like a user, if they have it, they're going to be using it all the fucking time. Because everything is so web browser based nowadays. Found one. Yeah, OneDrive has one. Yeah, in fact, that one, I think I found that on Hijack list. I was surprised that the Vivaldi one wasn't on there. I couldn't find anything about it. So I don't know if I'm about to like burn someone's fucking best kept secret, or if it's just it's fucking Vivaldi, so who cares? So it tries to load the Razer Chroma SDK, whether like by default right out of the box. It tries to load this motherfucker. And I was like, that is the most like doesn't fucking matter what the fuck you put in there DLL. It's not going to kill anything if it just does nothing. And it searches everywhere for that. And so, this is installed as a user. This is a user context, obviously. So you start that up, boom, fucking calculator right off the bat. That fucking killed me. I was like, this is beautiful. This is exactly what I live for. So I can synchronize my fucking mouse and headphones with my fucking browser. It's fucking ridiculous. And I found a really good one in ShareX too, which I was like, that's a good one, because I mean by default it's a service, it's always running. If you kill it, it'll come back like a fucking leech. Anyway, fun times. I want my keyboard to match my webpage colors. Hell yeah. So, in order to go from this user up to a high context shell or agent, oh fuck, that was flashing sans information on the fucking camera. I think that I'm gonna have to think about UAC bypass. In fact, let me rephrase that. I know I will, unless I try to do something funny. And I'm trying to find this really fucking good free UAC bypass that I think it is, it's remote, but you can bounce off and come back to yourself. Oh, well, here's one of them, except that's a decom thing. I really should have looked this up before. Because in theory, we could execute something within the agent here and then just pass like a fucking tab through the O.MG cable. I'll have to try RDP session hijacking again sometime. That was a lot of fun. Going through some hard copy notes. Not notes, but fun class books from my Sec 565 course I did a little while back. Just trying to remember, like, what in the fuck. And, I mean, here's the other option, too. We could modify the payload that's actually coming out of the O.MG adapter, so we just start in a fucking high context shell. That'd probably be easier. The only downside with that is, if you were to use that in a real engagement, I don't know if there is an effective way let me see here. Actually, there might be a way to query the system and figure out what the user permissions are before, and you know, and I don't know how to do that in Ducky script 2 with an O.MG cable. It must be on book 5. If I can't find it in the next like minute here, I'm just gonna fuck off in the sunset and see. Okay, USC bypass. Where are you? What is this? I learned a really dirty trick with persistence in a domain. I forgot where it is. It's somewhere in here, but basically you can make an OU and modify it to where it is invisible even to enterprise admins. No one will. I think there are a couple ways you'll be able to see that something is there, but otherwise, it does not exist to anyone except your account. Then you put your account in there, and it's fucking rough. This is all like specific to AD, so I would imagine if there is an if that free UAC bypass is in here, it's probably going to be tied to AD. Yeah, I'll have to look for it later, because there's a couple in there. I don't remember where they are. Pull administrator. Oh, load. Here we go. I just wish there was a way to do it purely through the agent. I mean, I know there is. It's just a matter of figuring it out, and I don't think that's something I should bang my head up against the wall with on live stream here, because I feel like it'd be incredibly boring. Okay. Cool. So we see that there. So now let's do this. The invisible OU. Give me a sec. So here. I'm not gonna like read verbatim what's in here because sans is sans, but I'll give you some. I will use this book to jog my memory of how I've done it. In case someone is watching, they get fucking mad. Oh, are you fucking disseminating sans info? I was like, no, I'm not. This is also like shit you can just go find online. Because we all know how they are. I don't think there's any persistence in the... Oh, here we go. That's a fucking shadow credentials. Oh, here we go. So it's I misspoke. It's not the... How about you fucking cheap view your way into some fucking bitches? That's gonna be my go-to now. Fuck out of here, cheese wheel. Maybe I should fucking put together a goddamn Twitch bot. Because I feel like they all look very regexable, shall we say? Fucking like, yo, read. This is what I should do. This would actually be a really good bot. Is to just do a little bit of just quick little bit of intel on a domain. How long ago was it registered? I bet if I went back and looked, most of those domains are probably registered within the last 3 or 4 months. Anyway, so I misspoke a little bit. It's not the OU itself, but it's the contents of the OU. I think this could be also leveraged to like groups too. So, but anyway, generally speaking, what you can do, add viewers on Blockword. Yeah, right. So you can modify the DACL on the OU and deny list contents to everyone. And yeah, I guess that would work. Are you able to get granular with it? Be like if it's like within their first like 10 messages. I don't know. I'll fuck with it later. But thank you for that. That's good stuff. Yeah, so you just modify or deny list contents to everyone. And if I remember messing around with it, like, damn, dude, when you don't have list contents, you really can't see it anywhere. I mean, so many things are reliant. I didn't realize how many things are reliant on that permission. It's fucking crazy. Genuinely just fucking insane. And so, I mean, you know, you could just really get away with some wild stuff. And I don't remember what it was or how you can have an inkling that something is there, and then how you revert it. Yeah, I forgot. I'll have to fuck around with it again sometime. That'll be good content for the stream. Wait, let's see, run. So run.exe, PowerShell, as admin. Because I don't actually fucking know how to do this. Start process. Shall run as. Oh, okay. That's not bad. So we can do. I know we can. Let me see here. What I'm gonna do, just to do a quick load. Let's load up PowerShell real quick here. Damn. Oh yeah, hey GoPro, you'll get a kick out of this. I bought the Script Kitty starter set, or starter kit. Is I have to do a fucking stupid, put together a presentation for Cybersecurity Awareness Month, so I got the black hoodie. I got the book with it too. I was like, if I'm gonna spend the money on the fucking mask, I might as well get the fucking book. It's actually a nice mask too. It's like, not like some shitty, crappy knockoff reproduction or whatever. I was really thinking about starting the stream wearing all that, and I was like, it would look so stupid. I wouldn't want to give the impression that like that's at all me to someone who had never watched the stream before. Yeah, let's give this a shot. See exactly what that's popping up as. Okay, cool. So we got the UAC. So by default, it looks like it's sitting under no. So if we one tab, 2 tabs. So 2 tabs, and then maybe do like a 5-second delay just to be safe there. Okay. Hey, what's up, Slashy, Mr. Dr. Lee? Goddamn you. I am going to hard refresh this. We'll put this into payload. Well, fuck. Let me do this. October not far away. Yeah, I know. It's right around the corner, and yeah, I'm not gonna talk about it any further about how much that annoys the fuck out of me. I'm totally not busy enough with life and other shit to do at work. Now I have to fucking do this crap too. Anyway. So, let's save this into payload 2. Alright. Hold up, let me check some real quick here, because I'm gonna feel like a piece of shit otherwise. No new follows. All right. I'm surprised Twitch hasn't gotten back to my support request yet, but their support thing has no like option for none of these other things match what I'm trying to contact you about. Okay, so I guess if we're doing if we're in an admin shell, do we still need Well, let's fucking test it out. Okay, so we do still need the AMC bypass, okay. We can, so we'll bring up PowerShell. We'll hit enter. Oh, fuck yeah. Like I said, I don't know what I'm doing, but I know enough to bullshit around. Do string. I think I was testing this before where like, I think what I was doing was like, if it returns 1, then true. If it doesn't, then false. So I know if it like actually worked or something, and then I never like changed it past that. So now it's gonna sit there as a relic. Okay, so we will bring up PowerShell. Let's actually add delay of about 1 sec. Let's do 2 seconds. So it loads up, type in, start process, PowerShell will run as, hit enter. And then we'll do tab, enter. And then this delay I want to bring up to like say 4 seconds. I know it takes that window a second to open. Won't need that enter. And then we begin our AMC, and then we'll load the shellcode and execute it. This thing needs a lot of love to be less stupid. Yeah, I might work on that tomorrow. Okay, let's save this. I think, so delay it, type out the string, delay, start, enter it, tab, enter, delay 4000. Okay, I think we're good. Let's start execution. Oh, I see what happened. Okay. So let's see. So here's the slight problem. We're overclocked to 1000%, so it's sending this shit at mock Jesus. So what we need to do is, so we start the process, we hit enter, and then we want to delay, I think, I'll do 1500. Mock Jesus, that's right. We'll do 1 tab, and then we'll delay for 500. Another tab, we'll just delay that for 500 to make sure, and then enter, and then we'll enter the other delays. I think this will kind of slow it down. Being too crackheady. Alright, let's see what we got. Nice. About a 4-second delay. Shit, we can even bring the 4-second delay down. Damn. I bet if this was into a straight USB-C port and not on a C to A adapter, this would be significantly faster too. In fact, it's supposed to be faster. Okay, sleep return. The window's still up. Let's check. Boom. Okay, cool. But have you never heard someone say mock Jesus to refer to something that's fast? Or is that literally just a fucking wheat thing? Because whenever I say it, it usually gets either a what the fuck or a what the fuck. You must now incorporate that into your lexicon. Use it. Okay, sweet tits. Got all the daddy shit here. I guess that's what the red thing there means. I can't remember. I haven't seen that in a while. So we got. I guess the last step would be to jump in a system, but what we can do probably next stream on Monday is come back and gain persistence as a system. But what I want to do now that we have, or not right now, but with a elevated context here, is see what we can do to kill log shipping, and maybe see how quickly we can make that happen. See if we can catch it before it would ship the logs that would identify that like kind of privileged jump had happened. I don't know, we'll see. But now we can also use that to kill Defender and have free reign of the system. Anyway, I think... God, that is blurry as shit. Oh, here I am sitting here talking about shit that y'all can't even see. I'm a dumbass. Let's see. Yeah, it's fucking late. I'm gonna hop off here, but check out the amazing InfoSec streams. What we got here? Shy Hat? Oh, hell yeah. Shy Hat's a good dude. Starting soon? Fuck yeah. I feel bad because I'm gonna raid. I'm probably immediately gonna fucking dip because it's fucking 10 o'clock. I haven't I had coffee this morning. Damn. Yeah, I had coffee. Despite being fucking fat, I didn't eat anything. I guess that's good. It's not healthy. Anyway. Let's see here. Get the raid going. Oh, fuck. Screw that up. There we go, let's go. Alright. Cool. Good to go. Thank you guys for hanging around. Had a lot of fun, learned some new shit, did some cool stuff, and yeah. It's been a blast. Mythic C2 is 10 out of 10, I love it. Anyway, we'll be back Monday to continue on our journey of clownery. I don't know what we're gonna do next, but we'll make it happen. Redeem message should be, or raid message should be redeem message. Okay, we'll do it. Yeah, thank you guys again, and see you Monday. Have a good weekend. Have a fun weekend.